Welcome back to Whatever You Need, the channel where we don't simply report the headlines, we unravel the hidden story pulsing beneath them. If you want more deep dives into the emotional lives of Turkey's biggest stars, don't forget to subscribe, tap the join button to support us directly, and drop a like before we begin. Your engagement keeps this independent voice alive in a world driven by sensational noise. Now, let's step into a confession that shattered silence and awakened a love story that many believed fate had already sealed shut. There are moments in celebrity culture when the media does not merely react, it gasps. That gasp came the moment Hande Ercel, in the midst of personal turmoil and emotional recovery, unveiled a truth that felt carved from the core of her existence. It wasn't embellished, strategic, or coded in ambiguity. It was a declaration carved in resolve. I will not marry anyone but him. With those words, she didn't just speak, she reopened a chapter that millions had tucked away as a beautiful but closed book. The confession spread like a lightning strike across the entertainment world, leaving behind a trail of bewildered reporters, tear-soaked fans, and analysts scrambling to interpret the magnitude of her sentiment. This wasn't nostalgia or weakness. It wasn't a calculated cue to stir gossip. It felt like the emotional truth of a woman who had loved deeply, fallen apart publicly, endured private devastation, and in her rebuilding, found that one name remained untouched by the world's erosion. That name, as the public instantly recognized, belonged to Kerem Bürsin. Only days before, Kerem had offered his own mysterious remark. "There is only one woman I could never walk away from." Though he never said her name, the timing, the tone, the unmistakable reflection in his choice of words, it all collided with Hande's vow, forming a puzzle that didn't need solving. The pieces had always fit. Suddenly, the media narrative shifted from former lovers to two hearts on the brink of a second chance. The speculation exploded with an intensity no agency could manufacture, and no denial could drown. Videos of their past love resurfaced. Interviews were dissected frame by frame. The smallest gestures, the slightest glances, even their silence became evidence of a flame the world refused to believe had died. Before we continue, a quick reminder from Whatever You Need. If you enjoy emotional analysis rather than shallow rumor recycling, hit the like button right now and tell us in the comments whether you believe that true love can survive time, pain, and separation. Now, let's go deeper. According to people close to Hande, her words were not a spontaneous slip. For months she has navigated grief and trauma, the kind of wounds that redefine priorities and unmask emotional truths. When life forces a person to confront what truly matters, distractions fall away. And somewhere within that vulnerability, the actress chose honesty over silence. Rumored insiders describe her current emotional transformation as a rebuilding from ashes. In that reconstruction, she reportedly recognized that the only person she could ever imagine sharing a marriage with, the only love that remained unshaken by tragedy, time, or public scrutiny, was the very man she once parted ways with. Not because of lack of affection, but because life pulled them apart before they were ready to fight for what they had. This does not resemble a crush, a rebound, or a romantic whim. It is a vow that implies the existence of unfinished conversations, unresolved pain, and a bond that neither career ambitions nor media pressure could erase. If anything, distance seems to have crystallized what was once too intense to understand. Unlike other celebrity revelations that fuel ridicule, Hande's confession awakened something rare in a cynical public: compassion. The country didn't mock her vulnerability or weaponize her truth. Instead, people echoed her vow as if it belonged to them. The phrase became a digital anthem, repeated with the fervor of a generation that still wants love stories to win against ego, fame, and circumstance. I would never marry anyone else, if everything works out. Those final words, if everything works out, became the epicenter of hope. They imply effort, not destiny. They suggest that healing, conversations, and mutual courage are still needed. The people understood this nuance and clung to the possibility that two hearts might not be done writing their story. Reporters went into investigative frenzy. Every location, every public appearance, every social media pause was interpreted as code. Is there a reunion happening in private? Are they speaking again? Is the emotional thaw already underway, hidden from the noise that once harmed their bond? The entertainment industry doesn't simply want answers, it wants closure, rebirth, or spectacle. Yet this time, the public wants something simpler, a happy ending that pain could not destroy. Hande's declaration is not merely romantic. It is a gesture of loyalty born from loss, a promise forged on the battlefield of grief. It carries emotional maturity, the realization that great love does not need perfection to survive, it needs truth. And Karim's subtle response, spoken days earlier, mirrors that same truth from the opposite side. Two confessions, issued separately yet synchronously, form the most poetic coincidence the media has witnessed in years. Too perfect to be random, too vulnerable to be planned, too raw to be dismissed. Audience question time. Now we ask you, our viewers, on whatever you need. Do you think destiny is bringing them back together? Is this a real emotional reunion, or just unresolved love resurfacing? Should two people return to a love that once broke them, if the love still survives? Tell us in the comments. Your voice shapes our next investigations. Love in the public eye is rarely granted a second chance. Careers interfere. Rumors contaminate. Timing destroys what hearts are unprepared to defend. Yet now, a barely opened door invites the country to witness something unexpected, not a scandal but a possibility. Their story is not concluded. The most important chapter might still be unwritten. If this is a return, it will not be naive, nor rushed, nor young. It will be rebuilt with scars, maturity, and choices made bravely this time. Perhaps that is why the world cares so much, because this time, it wouldn't be a fairy tale. It would be love that learned how to survive. If you want us to continue uncovering the truth behind Turkey's most powerful love stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit the join button to support our channel directly, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Your engagement keeps us independent, honest, and deeply committed to real storytelling. This is Whatever You Need, where emotions are reported with respect, and love stories are given space to breathe. Until next time, stay curious, stay hopeful, and remember, some love stories never end, they just wait.